Happy lunch hour, gang. Okay, we are now nearly halfway through the day and 7 hours from the polls starting to close, and we'll start seeing what's going on, if we can believe any of it. How many times have we heard safe and secure elections, there's no problems with this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Over and over and over again. We have to keep using these machines. It's the only way it works. And I kind of laugh. I'm going, Back in the days when we had paper ballots, we always got the results at the end of the night. Now that we use machine tabulators, now we need to wait weeks because the machines can't count them faster than somebody can by hand, right? I spent a couple hours this morning going through the news, going through social media, reading emails that you guys sent me. I want to give you some of these stories that came out this morning, okay, about what's going on. Breaking news. Polling stations across Pennsylvania are experiencing massive issues with voting machines. Numerous reports indicate that the machines are failing to scan ballots, with poll workers stating that the ballots will be scanned in later. Not trusting you to scan my ballot later. Hate to tell you this, okay? This one's an email that I got from one of you guys. My good friend in Wisconsin was fourth in line in La Crosse, Wisconsin this morning to vote. When he went to put the ballot in the machine to count it, it wouldn't register it. They tried several times and even tried other ballots. It wouldn't read the ballots. They said they'd need to swap out the machine and that could take a while. He was welcome to stay and watch his ballot be put in the new machine, but he had to leave to go to work. So let's see, that's Pennsylvania and Wisconsin that, the machines aren't working. Isn't that convenient? Next one. Early this morning, we learned that Republican poll washers in Philadelphia, York, Westmoreland, Allegheny, Lehigh, Cambria, Wyoming, and Lackawanna counties were being turned away. We deployed our roving attorneys, engaged with local officials, and can now report that all Republican poll watchers have been let into the building. That was from Laura Trump. Okay, so, there's another Pennsylvania problem where Republicans aren't allowed to watch the ballot counting. How about this one? Heavily Jewish district in Scarsdale, New York, Westchester County. Both ballot machines are currently broken this morning. Did nobody check them? I mean, come on. Start the day off and they don't work? What were you doing? Oh, I don't know. Yesterday. How about this one? This'll chap your ass. Wisconsin polling center says, quote, you can't wear American flags because one side tends not to like it too much. Now, granted, there are election laws that you can't wear a Trump or a Harris t-shirt or hat or something like that. But you want to wear an American flag t-shirt. And you're not allowed to because it's going to trigger somebody. You got a big problem there. This was a good one. I just got word from my ICE contacts, customs and immigration customs, that they have been told not to wear their uniforms or badges when they go to vote tomorrow. They believe the order is designed to not intimidate illegal aliens or non-citizens who may be at the polls. Now, I want to give you this. That order could only come down from the White House or Alejandro Mayorkas. We don't want to intimidate illegals voting. Are you seeing a trend here, guys? Okay. Next one, Martinsburg, Pennsylvania. It's 7:06 a.m. The polls have been open for 6 minutes. And the election official came outside and said this voting area has the wrong tabulators and the wrong ballots for this location. Again, I asked, nobody looked at them yesterday? Everybody shows up at 7 o'clock and just opens the box and says, here we go. How convenient. Okay. Next one. Voting machines were reported as not working in Bedford County, Pennsylvania, which went 82% for Trump in 2020. After the report, And the lawyers got involved. Within an hour, machines were then all of a sudden up and running. Must have some great technicians to come in and fix that fast, huh? Wow. We'll just kind of slow the people down from voting. How about this one? A sworn complaint has been filed with the Wisconsin Election Commission against the city clerk of Kenosha. She only tested 1 out of 36 of the tabulators for the election. 1 out of 36. State law requires her to test all of them with the public notified in advance and an opportunity for the public to be present to watch them be tested. She did not do this. She claimed she tested the other 35 tabulators the day before. Oh, somebody who actually did something the day before. But admitted she did not follow the law in providing the mandatory notice to the public in advance of the date and time. Yeah, we'll just, however Dominion set them up, we'll just leave it that way. That should be fine, right? This is another email from one of you guys. This was unreal. I've been voting since 2012 in this area, and never once was there ever a need for security. I live in a pretty quiet suburb of Pittsburgh where people get along pretty well. I walked in this morning to my polling location only to be greeted by an armed Pennsylvania constable. Voter intimidation, maybe? Okay. Let's see. Next one. Last one here of the ones I found. South Carolina poll station not letting Americans submit their own ballots. Quote, I just went by one of the places that you vote. You don't go in to vote. You pull up in your car. They bring the machine out to your car. They push the buttons for you. All the poll workers were Democrats. There were no Republicans there. I looked for any shenanigans going the other direction. I couldn't find any. I spent nearly 3 hours compiling all this. I'm recording this, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. The polls have only been open on the East Coast for about 5 hours, and that's in some states. Some states open at 6 a.m., not all of them. Okay. This is what we're seeing already. Supposedly, according to what the media is putting out and social media is videoing all over the place, turnout is astronomical. That the lines are crazy long almost everywhere. The only thing that I saw negative to that was one poster in Georgia said that they went about 10 o'clock and there was nobody in line, but the poll workers said that the line was ridiculously long first thing in the morning. Okay, so depending on where that was. Now, granted, this is coming out of media, this is firsthand reports, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is what people are posting on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever. Take it with a grain of salt. But have you heard of any of these stories on, I don't know, CNN, Fox, MSNBC? No, because they'll continue to tell you it's the freest and fairest election ever. There's no problems. You just wait till this evening when we hear all the court cases that go up to keep the polls open for another hour or whatever because of the irregularities that are happening. But funny how these are coming in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, I didn't see any in Michigan, believe it or not, but it seemed to be Pennsylvania and Wisconsin where the worst ones are. I mean, South Carolina, it's going to go red, not a big deal. Georgia, the one I talked about, not a big deal. But can you tell what's already going on? They're going to do this to make everybody question the results out of Pennsylvania. free and fair elections, my ass. They're sowing discord right now into both sides, so nobody trusts what comes out. There was, and I'll show you this video here. It's the easiest way to tell you this one.
Ballot results until the count is finished in the central count facilities. So in Milwaukee, you'll see 100% of precincts reporting before you see the numbers that come out of those early votes in person and those absentee ballots, which my guess is are heavily weighted towards Harris supporters. In Green Bay, they won't report anything until they've counted the absentee ballots and the in-person election day votes. So that means that you're going to see a red mirage where it seems like Trump is doing better than he actually is because they haven't counted and reported those absentee ballots yet. And then the blue shift when those ballots are introduced to add to the totals, that could be in the middle of the night. It certainly was in 2020. So if you're watching Wisconsin...
Can you believe that? This is the Wisconsin Democrat Party chair saying, oh, well, even if it comes in at 100% reported, just wait, we still have to count ballots from absentees and whatever, and those will probably come in overnight. Gee, I don't know. That sounds a whole lot like 2020. He's telling us right there, yeah, we're going to manipulate the votes. No, you know what? Wisconsin state law, if I believe, they could start counting absentee ballots at 7 o'clock this morning, right? Okay. They can't start reporting any results until the polls close. That's the law. So what are they going to do for 12 hours? Don't tell me the same people that are sitting there checking your ID as you come in. Oh, wait a minute. Nobody checks ID to vote anyway. Checking you in to vote. Hi, I'm Juan Sanchez, because I really look Hispanic, right? I want to vote. Oh, okay. The people checking you in there are not the same ones running it through the tabulation machines. Just not. Okay. So, what are those other people doing all day? Gee, you don't need to come in until 7 o'clock at night? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. No, they should be tabulating this stuff all during the day. But when to come out and say, yeah, 100% of the vote is in, but we haven't counted all the votes, yeah, that sounds like you're a product of the American public school system. You know, the new math. I hope to God tonight when this starts coming in, and like I said, we'll go live at 8 o'clock and we'll watch some of this, and during the live stream, a lot of states, the polls will close. My hope is that we see New Hampshire too close to call, Virginia too close to call, Pennsylvania called, Georgia called, and then we go, it's 9 o'clock, it's over. We need to swamp the vote. It looks like that's what's happening. The insider reports coming out of the Kamala Harris campaign is she is beyond pissed. And you don't get that way if you're winning. Guys, in maybe less than 12 hours, we know the future of the country. Let's pray to God there's 50.00001% of the people in this country who go, I don't want to be a communist. Pinball out.